Ma'am, we'd like to begin now, ma'am.
Okay. Okay. Okay.
Yes. So good morning, everyone. I welcome you all to the virtual book launch of Saumya's maiden attempt into the world of literature. It's a very proud moment for us as parents, and we wouldn't be more happy as Saumya takes her first step in this beautiful journey. I would just like to share something, how I feel when Saumya began her journey into this. So this was the first poem that Saumya wrote when she was in second grade. We just told her that she's going to be a big sister. And I think that excitement and that enthusiasm just flowed into her words. She said, "Hello, sibling, welcome to Earth. No matter what, I'll be for him or her. You will be my bundle of joy, whether it's a girl or a boy. I will be with you when you walk. You'll be my slightly little companion. Brother, sister, and sister, only us two. Trust me, because I love you." Both me and Maulin were very amazed how just words came out of her. It got published in the Udgam Matters, which is the official magazine of our school. I think she has in it where she's able to express all the emotions that she experienced. She's able to pen that down beautifully into words. She always amazes me. She's an avid reader, gulping down everything that comes across her, be it mythology or even Harry Potter. She works very hard, whether it's academics, sports, or her extracurriculars. As parents, Saumya, both Papa and I are very, very proud of you, and we are very happy that you are our daughter. So to begin today's launch, I think we've all gathered here to launch Saumya's maiden attempt, Symphony by Saumya. And we've had the honor and pleasure to have wonderful people, stalwarts in the field of literature and art, reviewing her book. It's a great honor to share this. We cannot share this stage at this point of time, but at least it's a great honor to share the screen with the stalwarts. The first guest for today, I think, needs no introduction, especially in Ahmedabad. I think she's well-known personality, Miss Esther David Fan. I think we all know her very well. She's a well-known author and a sculptor. She was born to a Jewish family in Ahmedabad. Her father, this, we can always connect to this, right? Because even as kids, we have been going to Kakaria Zoo. Parents, we are taking our kids to Kakaria Zoo. So Pastor Reuben David, who founded the Srimati Kamala Nehru Zoological Garden and Balvatika near Kakaria, Ahmedabad. Ma'am's mother was a sculptor, and Saumya's grandmother was a student of Ma'am's mother. So, a lot of connections are there. It's such a small world. After being a student of fine arts and art history, she started her career as professor of art history and art appreciation. Ma'am was a teacher at Shade C and Fine Arts College, SEPT, and NIFT. She has been a writer for Times of India and a columnist for Femina. She has many books to credit. And to our pride and honor, she has received the Gujarat Sahitya Academy Award in 2010 for her book, The Book of Rachel. Ma'am was very kind enough to welcome us into her home and give us a glimpse of her Jewish culture and heritage. And we are really grateful, ma'am, for your blessings. So a great time interacting with you. So let us just hear a few words about what ma'am has to say about Symphony by Saumya.
Sometime back, I had the opportunity of reading Saumya Shah's poems, a young poet and a very enthusiastic young girl who has a great talent for words, and she sort of is very sensitive to certain issues about life, which she puts in her own way. And she takes up subjects which normally we could not really look at the way she looks, but she looks at it according to her vision, which is between childhood and adulthood. So it is of a different sort. I was quite sort of interested in the way she sort of makes sort of she has the ability to express her innermost feelings, and the words are very well chosen. So that was the thing that attracted me to her. And whether it's her daily life, whether it's her family, whether it's adventure, whether what she went through. And once when I met her, she said that I passed this difficult time with a biscuit called dark fantasy. And sometimes in her work, there is fantasy, bright fantasy, dark fantasy, and a mixture of everything. But I personally think that, Saumya, and this is for you, that as with time, as you grow older, something else you may be interested, or your writing skills may change, or you may take to something else which is of another genre besides writing, and you should explore all fields of literature, and I wish you all the best. Thank you.
Thank you so much, ma'am, for those kind words. I'm sure they are going to be a great source of encouragement for Saumya. So thank you so much, ma'am. Moving ahead, I believe school is one of the most important things in the life of a child. It plays a big role in shaping up the personality of a student, teaching important values of discipline, compassion, and generosity, and at the same time, providing education and making them well equipped to face the future and the whole world. We are very honored to be a part of such an institute, Udgam School for Children. All the teachers have been very, very kind and very encouraging to Saumya. So at this moment, I would like to thank all the teachers. I mean, right from nursery to the 7th standard, all the teachers remember her so well. And ma'am, all of you have encouraged her and loved her so much. Today, we have the pleasure of having with us the principal of Udgam School for Children, Ms. Sujata Tandon, ma'am. So ma'am is the principal of Udgam School for Children. She has got a huge teaching experience of many years, especially in mathematics. She has also been involved in international teacher training. Ma'am has been awarded as the best school IMO in charge for International Mathematics Olympiad twice, and she has received Best Teacher Achievement Award in 2011-2012. Thank you so much, ma'am, that under your esteemed guidance, all our students are getting trained. I will now request ma'am to please say a few words. Yes, please, Sujata ma'am.
Do I have to do it personally, or you will show the video basically which I had sent it?
Ma'am, we would like to you if you can say a few words, ma'am. They've already shown the video.
Okay. It's my great pleasure to be on such a platform where I would be wishing good luck to one of my students whom I see in future to be flying high with good literature knowledge and using the words in her own way to beautify the poem and to write his own poetry, which is said to be the food of soul for any human being. So I wish her all the best, Saumya, and keep on doing well and be in touch with us even if I'm not here in this attached to this institution after certain years. Okay, beta, all the best.
Thank you so much, ma'am. And we are always going to be indebted to the school, for all the training and the shaping that it provides to us. So thank you so much, ma'am, for these kind words. There is another person here whom I think, again, Ahmedabad doesn't need any introduction. He is a great stalwart in the field of journalism, in the field of literature. And he was very, very kind enough, in spite of his busy schedule, to come down and bless Saumya. So today we have with us Mr. Ajay Umat Saib. As I said again, he's a well-known and a very respected senior journalist, currently working as chief editor of Now Gujarat Samay, a Gujarat daily from the Times of India group. Sir has built a formidable reputation for himself in 28 years of exemplary service in the field of journalism. He's a prolific writer, journalist, and an orator. And he has honed his skills in some of the premier newspapers of the country, including Gujarat Samachar, Sandesh, India Today, Jansatta, Lok Satta, Dainik Bhaskar, Times of India, and I think the list goes on and on. So I request, sir, to please share your opinion, share your input in Saumya's book.
Thank you very much, Dr. Salmi Mehta, Maulin Bhai, respected Sujata ma'am. I don't know whether Esther ma'am is around or not, but for us, she is a motherly figure. I and Robin David, we have worked together in Times of India. And before I, discuss anything about Saumya's poem, I must say that, school also matters. That as Dr. Salmi has said that, both my children, they studied in Udgam school. And I can vouch that, the training and teaching in Udgam school, they can create students like Saumya. And I am a witness to it. I have seen that legacy from Pratima Ben to Radhika ma'am, and now Sujata ma'am is, taking it forward. So I must say that Udgam is one of the finest institute, which provides students, with this opportunity that in future they can become, a Nobel laureate, or, one day I wish that, she may win some Pulitzer Prize or Booker Prize for literature. So Saumya, with this blessing, let me put a disclaimer that, I am not a man of literature, but I am a journalist. And that's the reason that, sometimes people ask me that, sir, what is the difference between journalism and literature? And jokingly, I always say that, these days nobody reads literature, and journalism is not worth reading, because every day you'll be reading about, terrorist activities and, whatnot. So I welcome Saumya to the world of literature. And when I say this, a girl, of 12-year-old, I had gone personally to meet Maulin Bhai and Dr. Salmi to see Saumya. And it was a pleasant surprise to see this girl, writing this poem. And that reminded me of Malala, the youngest Nobel laureate. And that day only, I wished Maulin Bhai and Salmi that, one day I wish that she gets a Nobel Prize. When I would give you an anecdote of Malala, who got her Nobel Prize when she was studying in 11th science. And, she got Nobel Peace Prize for literature as well as, for peace. And the reason was that, when she was studying in school, she was studying in 5th and 6th, and, that those Taliban said that, girls need not study in Swat Valley because of that, rabid Talibanism. They did not allow children to study in Swat Valley. And this girl decided that, she will not only study one day, she will write something. She wanted to become doctor. She wanted to become architect. She wanted to become a fashion designer. And, her mother told Malala that, children who are born in Swat Valley, they are destined to become girl children, particularly either a school teacher or a nurse, because, these Talibans would not allow any girl child to become a professionally trained fashion designer or architect. And this Malala, picked up a gauntlet, and she said that, I will revolt against this society. And she started writing a blog. And that blog was so powerful. She wrote about, she became an agony aunt and started writing, what all is happening to the children of Swat Valley. And, BBC London took note of it. And, a journalist from London traveled to Swat Valley to find out that who this girl is, writing with her pen name of Gulpanag. and they found that, a young girl of 13, 14 year, is writing this kind of blogs. And my God, due to social media, the world has gone to the whole world. And one day, this Taliban decided to kill her, touch wood, because of, one Twitter message. The president of America and prime minister of Britain and everybody took serious note of it, and they sent military helicopters, and the girl survived. And the day she got Nobel Prize, the president of America, Mr. Barack Hussein Obama, asked her, "Okay, what should I do in Swat Valley?" And she told president of America that, don't throw drones or bombs or, your AK-46 or AK-56 rifle, to these Talibans. Drop pen, pencil, and books to these Talibans, because they are afraid of education. So, Saumya, pen is mightier than the sword. It is mightier than this, nuclear power. And that is the reason that, I wish to welcome you to the world of literature. Rabindranath Tagore started at the age of 16. Malala started at the age of 14, and you are starting at the age of 12. And I must salute to your parents, who are encouraging you like anything. I could see, Maulin Bhai under a lot of tension, some Saumya's book, this, and mother, I can see tears in their eye. So, and why I like Saumya's poem, Maulin Bhai, I'll be very honest, I am a journalist. So before I speak about anyone, about her poem, I make it a point to meet that person personally. And that's the reason, I visited your clinic to meet Saumya. And I realized that, this girl is full of reality. She is very, very sensitive, as I was listening to Esther ma'am. The poem which touched me the most was, she wrote about a poor child. Okay. And the skewed inequality which is prevailing in our society. If you see, take example of Gujarat, it is a classic case of, chronic capitalism. On one side, you have very, very rich people, and 1% of the society, they are controlling almost 90% resources of this society. So what, at a nascent age of 12 years, this girl is imagining about, poor child and a rich child, that a rich child is looking at a pricey tag. And for poor child, all these things are luxury. He is not conscious about brand, because for him, whatever he gets is a necessity. And a rich child, is looking for brand and that pricey tag. So why I'm talking to all such things, because as journalist, I see that, Gujarat may be number one in GDP. Okay. But if you see the Human Development Index, both of you are doctor, and you will realize that, the gender inequality in Gujarat, or the dropout ratio of prenatal care or postnatal care, that people in remote Gujarat or in tribal areas or in the coastal Gujarat areas, which they are getting, the issues of malnutrition in Gujarat, so a young girl of 12 years, if she can imagine all such things, I must salute to her. Another thing, she wrote another poem which I liked was about Corona. Yeah. And she has written beautifully, one day she thought that, a funny idea came to her mind when she was undergoing the trauma, and she thought that, she may die because of Corona. And she writes here, that a few months ago, when I had the coronavirus, I very funnily felt that, I was about to die. So read this as I bid my goodbyes to the world and each thing I love about it. And finally, there is an attempt to live my life to the fullest. And I'll read only first two lines, where she says, "Goodbye world, my sweet world. Was I ever your favorite girl?" Very, very, very well written, poem. So, and another poem which I like was about earthquakes. I don't think that Saumya must have born at the time of earthquake, Maulin Bhai, because, she is hardly 12 years, so must have born in 2008 or 2009. But, I respect her, imagination, that the way she has written about, horror of Republic Day 2001, the way she has described debris and, that dreadful day. So it appears that, she is writing from bottom of her heart. Okay. And she deftly juxtaposes it with her intellect. There is always a room for improvement, and I'm not going into the literary things that, meters are not being meshed and all such things, at the age of 12. I don't expect all such things, but I respect her fantasy. I respect her sensitivity about things. And I wish, as Esther ma'am said, that, she should explore another formats and another genres of literature also, maybe prose or, writing. I wish her that one day she can become a good journalist also. We need good people to continue our legacy. So, Saumya, with this, I like your vocabulary. My God, amazing vocabulary. I envy you for your vocabulary and the word which you are choosing. I always, whenever I go through this thing and the word, the choice of your words is very good. So, in nutshell, you are a poet who is very, very realistic, and at times you are dreamy also. But I think what your mom said, that, this is a first step, but I feel that, this first step is going to become a very big leap. And one day I bless here, because, in YouTube, I'm sure that, my words would remain. And I bless you that, one day you will get Booker Prize or, Pulitzer Prize or Nobel Prize. And on that day, if I am alive, as journalist, I'll report it and say that, I was the first one who said that, this girl has potential to become a Nobel laureate or Pulitzer. And I say one last word to Dr. Maulin and Dr. Salmi, that, you are fortunate to have such a beautiful girl who is full of, bubbling with energy of creativity and other things. And as proud parent, I request you that please continue your motivation, be a good mentor, coach, continue to hold her hand for creativity, because, in this journey of literature, it may be a roller coaster ride. But I am sure that one day she will become a great personality. My best wishes. God bless her.
Thank you so much, sir. I'm sure, Tamara words but sacha padi jai. So yeah, let us hope so, sir. Thank you so much for the kind words, for sparing so much of time. And we are very, very obliged. Thank you so much, sir.
My duty for the society to motivate such a young girl. Okay.
Yes, thank you so much. Sir, we also have the pleasure here to have a mentor who is Maulin's mentor. So I think as Maulin's mentor helped shape Maulin's journey into pediatric orthopedics, I also would like to welcome him here. And we are very, very happy, sir, that you can have joined with us. He is no other than Dr. Ashok Johri, sir. Sir is well known as a great pediatric orthopedic surgeon. Rather, I would say he was the one who started pediatric orthopedics in India. And as I said, he was Maulin's sir. So Maulin did his fellowship under Ashok Johri, sir, and that sparked all the interest for future studies that were being done in this field. I think sir has a lot of accolades to him, but along with his busy life, sir is quite into literature also. He reads a lot. He reads a lot of literature, a lot of poetry also. And when we send Saumya's poems to sir, he was very, very delighted. And so we are very, very thankful that you are able to join us here live today. So sir has already sent the video, but it's very great, sir, that you are able to come here and to join us here. So I request Dr. Ashok Johri, sir, if you can just say a few words, we would be really happy, sir.
So congratulations to, of course, Saumya is number one on the list.
Yes.
Right? I can see her smile. All smiles very good. And of course, to Shalmi and Maulin, I would say it's a wonderful accomplishment by a 12-odd-year-old who has written on so many facets of life, So going through her book, she's written on getting bored. She's written on nature. She's written on poetry. She's written on music and dance, coronavirus. And the whole breadth travel, adventure, everything, So it's amazing, that a youngster of her age has so much of grasp of things and then is able to sort of assimilate that and then put it in an expression form, expression of poetry, because I think poetry very, very sharply has to express what you have in mind. It's not easy. When you write prose, you can go on and on and on, but poetry in those 2 lines or 4 lines has to say what it means to say, and what is the meaning in that poetry for the person who's going to read it, and Saumya has done that so very, very well. I don't know if you played the recording I had sent, but I can actually say something about that and some parts of the poetry of Saumya, which I liked very much. I'll have
Yes,
to
sir,
read
please.
out.
I mean, we were just hoping that you would join us live, so we hadn't played the recording yet.
Yes, yes.
So we
Sorry,
would
I
be
was in another meeting and I just taken leave to come for this meeting and go back, because I'm
Yes, sir.
sort of an inspector for the proceedings of that meeting,
So we
So,
haven't done the
yes.
recording, sir. So we would like to hear you live, sir.
Okay. So in that recording, which I had done past midnight, because that was the only time I had peace to myself, and I was reading Saumya's poetries at that time, and I felt that poetry is the expression of the soul. So whatever is there in your soul and whatever touches you very deeply inside, that comes out through poetry. And to give an example or a few examples of Saumya's poems which really make an impact, I would like to read out from a book, and I have actually sort of collected these nuggets. So Saumya's poetry, I say, is full of imagination. In her own words, poems are beautiful and expressive too. They let out your feelings, good and true. Just pick up a paper and an efficient pen and write about anything, and you won't forget it ever again. Saumya has written on music and dance. The lines which I liked from a book, I went through the entire book a number of times, and the lines which I really like, I'm actually presenting those. On music and dance, she has written unsaid thoughts, unsaid emotions, all expressed through elegant motions. I feel alive like never before. I keep on twirling. I just want more. So it's so beautifully expressed, the urge to dance, the urge to listen to music, and she has a lot of unsaid thoughts and unsaid emotions, which she's expressing through dance. And the third line actually is very, very significant. I feel alive like never before, So it's sort of, she has merged with the infinity, She feels so alive, there. And she keeps on twirling because she just wants more. On nature, Saumya has written, the majestic trees stand all bold to stare at, they never get old. Holding flowers, inhaling their scent, I wish for this natural story to never end. So much of meaning in this these 4 lines, so much of meaning. I found her even more sort of mature, much mature than her age when I read this poem on love, and she said, "What is love? I wonder curiously. Is it seen, heard, or smelt? Eventually, I get my answer. Love can only be felt." And the last 2 lines of that poem says, love is supposed to be unconditional. Hope the love in the world never ends. For a child to realize that actual true love is something unconditional, there are no conditions attached to true love, I think speaks of great, even beyond maturity. I don't know what to call it. There's something beyond maturity where one is able to look deeply at life and try to understand what is life all about, And that is what I find in Saumya's poem. So Saumya is a young poetess, blessed with lots of imagination and the power of expression. Her insight into life, love, and the world is amazing. Something which adults, even many adults, do not get that even at a ripe old age. So many congratulations to Saumya. And of course, to her parents, Shalmi and Maureen, who have brought her up so well and who are encouraging her in everything that she wants to do. I think talent is meant to blossom. And she has found the absolute culture media, I must say, using medical terms, So this is the culture media for you to blossom, that is your home environment with the encouraging mother, with the doting father, and something who, I mean, this sort of thing will really help you to blossom your talents and to come out in the world as a unique person. So Saumya, my very best, my blessings are with you. And I would be very keen to see what happens to you in 5 years' time. What do you do? So people are watching you. Don't take it easy. I'm going to be watching, and I'm going to be asking Maureen and Shalmi, about your progress from time to time. So thank you, Maureen. Thank you, Shalmi, for inviting me. I felt, again, as Umar sir said, I felt it is my duty to encourage, I mean, really, I'm not into, I used to be in poetry in school and young college days when I used to be the editor of the college magazine. But since then, we only speak medical jargon and we only write medical jargon. So poetry has gone a little away, but still, I think on creative nights, that comes back, and you suddenly feel like writing, you feel like writing 2 lines, 4 lines, 8 lines, whatever comes to you. So thank you very much. And it reminds me of many, many things in the past. And I hope Saumya has a dazzling future, very, very bright future. And we will keep a tab on it. Thank you. Thank you, Maureen Shalmi.
Thank you, sir, for
Sir, wonderful speech.
No, it's come directly from my heart.
Yeah, it appears you are talking from your heart.
No, it is from my heart. I mean, I would always like to encourage talent, and especially young talent.
We must.
So that they can flower.
Yeah, it's like giving back to society.
Right.
So thank you very much, sir. So those who don't know, Johari sir is like my father. Like, he shaped my career in pediatric orthopedics, and his love and affection towards his fellows is reflected. He's a man of word. Shalmi told me yesterday that should be remind sir. I say no. Sir doesn't need any reminder. I mean, he's a person of words, and nothing can be better than your presence. You have blessed me and now my daughter. And Saumya, we have to live to sir's words, and we have to come up with something better, which should amaze him every now and then. Thank you, sir, for your kind presence. Thank you very much.
Thank you, everyone.
But, yes. Here I would like to say one thing. Saumya, please don't take the pressure of what all are saying. Blossom in your fullest. That is the thing which I would appreciate. As parents also, you don't put any pressure. Let her blossom to her fullest. We are there to give the wings the air and let her fly high as much as she can.
Yes, ma'am. Yes, ma'am, truly said. So I think on this note, I would like to say one thing, that everybody says that parents are the role models for children. And I think that is very much true in Saumya and Maulin's case. Maulin has been the driving force behind this book. He has always been encouraging, because, I can't put 2 words together anytime. But it is always Maulin who keeps on encouraging Saumya for, getting that creative part of her out. So I think on this occasion, Maulin, you have to say a few words, and please.
I think I'll take a table, sir. So I have been observing Saumya. As I'm a pediatric orthopedic surgeon, I witness the intellect and communication skill of many children who come in my clinic. What I've found in Saumya is not because she is my daughter, but since beginning, she has a wonderful vocabulary and a way of expressions. She has been, I always found that she was beyond her age as far as this expression of emotions is concerned, or to convey what she feels about a situation. So many times I write poetry in Gujarati and I introduce her to the similar situation and I tell her, you write in English and let's see whose creation appeals the most. And the financial inequality poetry, me and Saumya was traveling and one of the crossroads, we found a beggar child who by just turning or the bending the fingers, they were asking for some money. And there I explained to Saumya that this children, they need you fly your fingers to play mobile and they have to bend their fingers to ask for money. Look at their clothes, look at their age, they don't have fortune to go to the school. So there is a significant financial inequality. And we should do in our capacity something to drive this inequality down. Our sole motive of life is to make this world a better place when we leave this world. And another reason why I encouraged Saumya to write this and to introduce her to different people who are already way ahead in this field, so that it's very easy for children to get out of the mainstream and to get disturbed by other worldly things. But I wished her that she should understand her own capacity and her capacity to create good things by meeting Mr. Ajay Ummat sir, Sujata ma'am, Johari sir, and even Miss Esther David. I thought and I aspired that these meetings with them would inspire Saumya to bring out a better version of him. Sujata ma'am, I'm not enforcing her, I know that, but I will try to expose her to the good things in the literature so that she can find out her own way and path in life. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Nolan. And I think the reason why we're all together here is to celebrate Symphony by Saumya. So may I now request Saumya to share your thoughts on this, and if she can tell everyone what motivates her to write. So yes, Saumya.
Thank you all for the very kind words. Good morning to all the dignitaries present here and all the viewers who are watching this live on YouTube. Today I want to talk about my book. So I began writing poetry when I was 7 years old. I suppose I was in the 2nd grade when my little brother was about to be born. I was really excited, so I decided to write a poem. In that poem, I included my enthusiasm to have someone share my joy and sorrow with, and my plans for us. It got published in my school's magazine. So that was the first poem I wrote, and I lost touch with poetry for about 3 to 4 years. Then the coronavirus aimed its arrow at the world, and I was devastated. It denied me my rights to go out, meet up with my friends, and most importantly, though it may not seem so, go back to school. Hence, I started conveying my feelings through poems. The first poem I wrote in that period was in 6th grade under this book, under this title, Darkness, included in this book. Poetry relaxes me. It feels like a comforting hug when I'm sad. It shares in my joy when I'm delighted. For every emotion I feel, poetry helps me to enhance it, embrace it, and explain it. It takes away my fears as I put my pen to paper and words flow out of me like a melody. And if I start writing, I can't stop writing. I write fictional poems as well as poems that describe the unfair problems occurrent in society and also how I feel. Since this medium of expressing my feelings has sparked the ignition of interest inside my heart, I plan to venture ahead in the field of literature in college. I also want to study languages, their components, and how they can be used using the subject of linguistics. Poetry helps me frame my memories, so I remember each event of my life well, so that my mistakes help me to learn ahead. I enjoy looking back to the earliest poems I wrote and pointing out grammar mistakes and mistakes in written expression, thus ensuring I don't make them again. I have decided to collect my poems into a book because I feel it can help people and inspire them. I want people to stop holding their feelings inside themselves and vent them out in the form of writing, because I relate it highly to volcanoes. Like if the magma chamber fills up, the volcano will explode. Science. I also want my fellow teenagers to discover the talent inside them, be it sports, music and dance, writing, or anything else, and magnify it. I'm sure that our generation will change the world for the better if we continue to express ourselves. My parents are a great inspiration to me, so are my friends and my favorite music artists, BTS. Each one of them has helped me to convey my sentiments into beautiful expressions, and I think all of them deserve the word. I also thank Zen Opus publishers for helping me publish my book, and my parents for turning my dream into a reality. I find myself lucky to be able to compile what I sense into a book, and my parents spent a lot of their time on this book, so I sincerely thank them. I also thank Miss Esther David ma'am, Mr. Ajay Umat sir, Miss Sujata Tandon ma'am, and Dr. Ashok Jawhari sir for taking their precious time out to read my book and considering me worthy enough to give me their comments, guidance, and reviews for my book. Thank you so much for listening to me, and I assure you this will not be the last book I write. I will try my best to continue pursuing my passion in the future. I also wish to thank all the amazing people who have attended my book launch, taking precious time out of their schedule. Thank you so much for the support. I appreciate it a lot.
Thank you, baby. We would really like if you can say a few words from whatever poem in the book that you like the best.
Okay. So my favorite poem inside my book is the Corona one. Let me find it 1 second.
So I think we can say that coronavirus and lockdown has been a blessing in disguise for us, right? Because that gave you a lot of time to focus on what you like doing so much.
Yes, that's very true. So I'll read the introduction first, I guess. When the corona struck me, a few months ago when I had the coronavirus, I very funnily felt that I was about to die. Read as I bid my goodbyes to the world and each thing I love about it, and as I finally attempt to live my life to the fullest. Goodbye, world, my sweet world. Was I ever your favorite girl? Goodbye, nature, my favorite place. I wish I was with you in your loving embrace. Goodbye, leaves of trees that sway in the gentle breeze. Looking at you always put me at ease. Goodbye, flowers with petals delicate. You always put my impatient self to wait. Goodbye, loved ones, you were always there for me. Without you, how would I fare? Goodbye, mother, you were unique like no other. I hope that to you I was no bother. Goodbye, father, the reason for my success. I will miss being your little princess. Goodbye, brother, you annoying brat. Rare loving times I spent with you, I will miss that. Goodbye, sea, goodbye, sky. I wish you well. I will always listen to the stories you have to tell. Goodbye, drinking coffee, my favorite drink. With you into the ground I shall sink. Goodbye, classmates. I will miss your cheerful faces. Hopefully, in your hearts of myself, I will leave traces. Goodbye, dear home, small but sweet. In you did I perform my most amazing feats. Goodbye, my beloved winter mornings, in which I would sit and sew. I sure will miss those moist leaves filled with dew. Goodbye to eating ice cream and to riding my bike. Goodbye to my stage and anxiously gripping my mic. I decide to live my life to the fullest. I confess life is love, it is the greatest. Thank you.
That was very good, Bacha. Thank you so much. And now may I request all the dignitaries, let us officially launch Saumya's book. So if we can just hold Saumya's book, I mean, we can take a group photograph. And Saumya, you too? And call this officially launched. Yes. Congratulations, Saumya, on Symphony by Saumya. And I hope this, as everybody said, it's just a starting stone, it's just a stepping stone, and we wish you all the very best in your future. Dear friends, this book will be soon available on Amazon and Bookratha. And I'm very, very thankful to all the dignitaries here, Sujata ma'am, Ajay Umat sir, and Ashok Johri sir, for spending time on this beautiful, lovely Sunday morning and encouraging Saumya. And to all those who are watching us live on YouTube, thank you. Please continue showering your blessings on Saumya.
Thank you.
Thank you very much, everyone. I mean, for a father, it's a very emotional moment when you see your daughter turning into an author. I was reading Mr. Gulzar's letters to Meghna Gulzar, and he has always encouraged that this is just one step, it is not a plateau. So Saumya, we have to rise to the plateau to see the whole world. And this is the beginning, and we'll keep on traveling far. So thank you very much, one and all, for your kind presence out of your extremely busy schedule. And we will cherish this inaugural function for our lifetime. Thanks all the viewers on YouTube. And we thank you for your company. Yes, Ajay Umat sir, you have to say something.
Sir, last but not the least, as Sujata ma'am said, Saumya, there is no pressure. You simply, there is no pressure neither from my side or from Sujata ma'am's side or from, Dr. Johri's side or from your parents, Just, poetry is nothing but your passion. And language is a vehicle of expression. Okay. So be very, very careful about your academics also. But this is, simply our, blessings that, one day you come out with flying colors. Maulin Bhai, it was always a pleasure and a moment of pride. Pleasure while reading her poems, and matter of pride that, a young girl of 12 years is writing all these things. So my best wishes, Bacha, but again, no pressure from any of us. Okay. Thank you very much.
I would just add, take it as a blessing, not as a pressure. That will make you go far, far, far for your future. That's all.
Yes,
ma'am. Don't take it. Dr. Johri sir has said, I will be watching you, following you. Don't take it as a pressure. Take it as a blessing of your, as a grandparent. Dr. Johri is acting as a grandparent for you, and we all are acting as your well-wishers, because as an educationist, we always want to see our students to fly with colors as high as they can. That's all.
Right.
Yes.
So Saumya, it was never intended to be a pressure, it was all intended that you do better.
Yeah, that it was as a blessing. It was, that is what I'm saying. She should take it as a blessing, not as I have to keep their words.
Exactly.
That is only the thing.
Exactly. So that's the reason that I also clarified it,
So thank you very much for this lovely hour. And again, me and Shalmi, thank from bottom of heart before we end the meeting. Thank you very much.
Thank you, sir. With your permission.
Bye, Saumya. All the best.
All the best.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you, sir. Thank you so much you could join us live, sir.
And my